I just wanted to remind you on a certain thing that I noticed that is caused by demonic or demonic spirits, the powers that they use to your mind, your heart, your feelings. But human beings don't usually go through it as much. So it doesn't really become something that they care too much for. But if you're someone that is trying to change your life, but it's like there's too much resistance, or your demons basically seem to have too much control over how they inspire you, you always sort of fall into the trap. Or you're someone that demons harass a lot. Because there are people that are just harassed too much by demons, always causing them problems in usually one area of their life like that. So it's only someone who's sort of struggling every now and then that's going to notice this problem. But then humans overall will notice it when they're in a stressful situation, which is the fact that they try to get you out of character. Something really annoying or difficult or stressful could happen. You know, some stranger could do something that's really irritating or evil or etc. And it's like, not only is there too much, there's too much anger, there's too much of this sort of bad emotions that's just trying to make you hate yourself or bad about yourself, you know? But then two, you might start to do things out of character, something you wouldn't do if just that incident didn't happen, that situation didn't happen. Which I've learned because demons try to put me in that situation a lot, because God is trying to teach me a lot of things, you know, just the spiritual side of everything, how it affects this physical world. So one part of that would be how powers are created by him, the creator, like witchcraft, how it affects you. It's basically created to attack everything. There's witchcraft that tries to get you sick. There's witchcraft, you know, like sickness is disease, all the way to something small. And then there's witchcrafts that can be done to people and they can just lose sort of their beauty, you know, like the way they looked. Evil eye can also be used to do that. The health, I already mentioned. And then money, right? Your finances, that sort of economical side of you. There's witchcraft that's always trying to go after your money, even if you have a job. Maybe you always, at the end of the month, you're like, where'd my money go? You don't always remember where it's going. Have obviously like a checkbook where you keep yourself in track. Just, you know, common sense things humans have learned. It's good to do that. Sometimes, since accounts, right, the transaction that you had, it could disappear. You may not always see what happened with your bank. It's good to have a list yourself. When you're shopping, it's good to take your calculator if you want. That's if you want. You get me, the days that maybe you're trying to control what you spend, but not all the times. When we do shopping online, it's easy, right? It already tells you the total. But when you're just shopping in a store, right, you don't know how much it added up like that. I always tell you guys not to be frugal because that's actually a bad thing. You know what I mean? That's not a healthy thing. That's not normal. Especially if you have relationships and people in your life. It's like you're not giving them enough food, and that's creepy. That's obviously immoral now. Since, you know, God put me in an evil family when I was young, so I do know what that looks like. Where they don't want to feed people enough the way that God created. But then there's that other imbalance, right? Where you basically are inspiring people to be fat. Just eat all over the place. That's just common sense. Anyways, right? These demonic spirits, the powers that God created, right, that they're using against us. One is when they harass you too much that day, or usually if you're doing really well. Usually it happens when I am doing really well. You know what I mean? To spiritually fight them off. I'm very connected to God. I'm doing the best I can. I don't get angry. They just can't get any reaction or anything. Then they do something. And it's usually when you're caught off guard. You get me? Because they sort of were not doing anything for some time. Or you got used to how low they were. Then they just come back with this high behavior. Okay, and then there you go, that outburst of rage. One, the one God created, but then two, they put witchcraft on me. So there's one that is not even me. It's just trying to make you feel like uh, you should carry those bad feelings. When is their fault? So then that leads to maybe you just doing something out of character because you're so stressed. You want that to stop. Even though I spoke to God and I prayed, and then he lifted that off of me. Just talking to him helped me. Um, Basically, the way God created me, I'm highly aggressive. So I don't have the nature that a regular human has. Due to the highly aggressiveness, um, you get me? I just want the one who did something wrong to be punished. So I always complain to God then. I always tell him what I want to happen to those demons and humans who did some crime or some evil to my life. You know what I mean? I cannot move on unless I tell God how I want them to be punished. Even though you might be thinking he's going to punish them anyway. That's what I'm saying. I'm highly aggressive. I can't heal. I can't heal like you because I'm not a regular human. I can't just forget it like you can. So I actually get sick from it. You know what I mean? I'm going to sit there all day. I'm not going to eat. I'm just going to, my whole day is going to be ruined. So the only way I've learned to deal with it is I talk to God for like hours. It doesn't go away if I talk to him for a few minutes. Nothing can satisfy it. You get me? Because that sort of justness that I have, praise be to God Almighty. I'm not glorifying myself. The character that he, is responsible for me having. I am extremely just, I want them to be punished. That's the only way I can feel better. And I know demons are not going to go to hell now. I know these humans are not going to die now and go to hell. So I struggle a lot with, you get me, the fact that that's not happening to them. They go around every day. They assault people. They harass people. They drive their vehicles at people. These horrible people are every day walking around harassing people, but no one's catching them and putting them in jail. And these things are not even considered criminal. A lot of the things they do is covert. It's so hard. It's hard when you're not on their side, right? You're not evil. It's hard to just sit here and wait for God to come after them. I really struggle with that. So I have to talk to him, therefore, not for 2 minutes, but for hours. It still doesn't go away. That's how you know my aggressiveness is. So it could be used in a bad way. That's high energy that I'm in. It could go in the wrong way. And that's what they hope to do. I might record an episode that is not really like myself. I might say something that I don't want to say. It's nothing bad, but it's just out of character. It's not my calm way, So the point I'm trying to make is they're going to do that to you, obviously the human race overall, whether you're a good or evil person. That's not us. You know what I mean? When something stressful happens, yes, we're humans. We get angry because that's how God created us. Anger is there. That proves God is just and he likes punishment. All this forgiveness nonsense of as if he's not then also going to punish. He forgives, he gives redemption, but he punishes. You get me? He has to be just at the same time. The way he created us, the way that we as human beings want others to be punished. Otherwise, we don't heal, we don't forget. That's his nature already showing you your Lord likes justice. Okay. So because he built that in us, that's something he values. That we use that anger to then always do the right thing. That doesn't mean everything he creates in us somehow connects to him, right? Because we have carnal qualities. He doesn't have carnal qualities. No, I'm talking about things about his character, not things about like how you're created. He doesn't have qualities of our creation like qualities. We eat, we sleep, right? I mean like morality-wise. He's just versus I don't care type of God. Okay. So yeah. I mean, God always protects me. Like there's someone, just it's like someone's talking to me. There's just something projecting to me. Stop recording this episode. Stop doing this. Stop doing that. Just be quiet. It's like, you get me? It's like God is guiding me, but it's like someone talking to you because it's guiding me for a long time. That it seems like a long dialogue. It doesn't just say one thing. So take advantage of that. Even it can even come out of human beings. They don't know what you're talking about. They don't know you're reacting over here. They don't know you're right. Maybe for you guys, one example I've seen is you might do a sin, right? As I was saying earlier in the episode, you might be someone trying to walk towards God Almighty and leaving the demonic influences you've allowed yourself to fall into, right? You've become sexist, perverted, toxic, mean, hateful, whatever bad qualities you've developed, right? And now you're trying to get out of that and you're trying to be a good person. Okay. You get me, cause a stressful situation in your life. It could be anything, rejection, confusion. Is usually how humans treat you, whether they're good or bad. Something more like behavioral. You get me? Because if you and I get some disease, we're not going to react. We're going to actually sleep in our bed and beg God to death that we don't die that day. It's different. It doesn't have the same energy flow. Okay, but if you get me, if it's more from a behavioral, right? Even if a human wasn't involved, you just got rejected from something. Humans have to do the rejection, right? Like that company rejected you like that. It's like a non-living thing sort of sent you an email, like some automatic. It doesn't matter. As long as it's more like some sort of pushback, right? You get harassed maybe like that. That's when they're going to use witchcraft and other powers to try to get you to go out of character. Especially because you've been doing so well for so long. You've been giving up sins and like that. So it's like they just lay low. They realize their usual tactics don't work, or the intrusives don't work. Intrusives are like intrusive thoughts, fake feelings. It's not feeling because God can create feelings. So I always say fake feelings because witchcraft is doing that. It's trying to mimic a feeling, whether it's fear, anger, rage, depression, anxiety. They can also put witchcraft on any part of your body. So it can enter your private parts. It could enter the stomach. It could enter the heart. It could enter the whole system, like the actual respiratory system, rather than just one corner. Okay, and that's how they try to push people to masturbate. That's how they push people to watch porn. You get me? Because they're actually putting witchcraft on you in specific areas of your body, like reproductive. You get me? And the witchcraft basically visualize a dark cloud or dark energy. It's like that. It enters that part of the body. Okay, but witchcraft is just thoughts and feelings. So then it's going to enter your mind. You get me? But where did it enter? The private parts, for example. Okay, so then it's going to tell you, guess what? Exactly what you think it's going to do. It's exactly what you think. It's going to try to commit sin using that area. So that's what I'm saying. Again, perverts are perverts. Okay, they chose their character. I just mean, you get me? They're still doing witchcraft to human beings who are not perverted. You get me? So you can at least commit that sin of masturbation and porn. Okay, and you've been trying to give that up. They're so mad, they start to use more witchcraft on you. Usually at night. You guys agree? You wake up at night either to nightmares. You wake up at night to either these strong urges to do those sins, or you wake up at night to extreme fear of something, like you're going to lose your job. So it doesn't matter what it is. It's usually going to be around midnight, 12 to 2 a.m. Because they're doing witchcraft in the spiritual world around that time. So all these demonic spirits, visualize them. The ones who are like, because they have different jobs. The ones who are like the witches, the warlocks, the sorcerers, they actually use magic, which is witchcraft, and other forms of dark powers. They're the ones, you get me, who are like putting curses and witchcraft on the human race. They are feeding off of certain emotions we're all feeling, distress and sad, etc. So yeah, what was I talking about? You get me? For you, the sin could be music. All of a sudden, you get this sort of urge to just listen to songs all day, even though you gave it up like that. That's what I'm saying. And singing is not sinful. What's sinful is the conduct. You get me? Like, what are they saying? Are they saying foul language? Are they mixing males and females inappropriately? You get me? Is it nasty things? Is it like that? Just common sense. What you would say a God doesn't like. Unholy, Because that's not your spouse. Why are you mixing with them? You get me? That's weird. 2, even if they we're not supposed to see the things you do together. So that's the other sin. and you're corrupting people's hearts. You're making them watch something that's supposed to be private when they do sexual things like that. Just common sense. You know, why it's bad is going to make sense to you. It's either really nasty, filthy, perverted, disgusting things, or they're doing something intimate, but we're not supposed to see that as a species. That's a private thing. That's like you go into the bathroom. Humans have lost the decency when it comes to sexuality, but not when it comes to going to the bathroom. You agree? They're not going to record themselves going to the bathroom in that sense. It's annoying. God have mercy. But, you know, anyways, let me go on. I have had nights where I get this dream. It's like something's attacking you in a dream. It's a person that looks like me. It's not real. It just is. They're using magic to witchcraft, or witchcraft. Goodness, I can't speak today. To look like you. It's just symbolizing what they're doing, you know? And something's going to attack you in the dream, some animal or something. That's witchcraft. Especially if you see things like snakes and bears and dogs. Yeah. That's like heavy witchcraft. And that's usually going to happen when you're praying, when you're doing really well, versus when you're not as much. They attack people when they pray more. And also to discourage you, not just to attack what you're doing, the progress. To discourage you, because it takes time for God to help us. If they also are attacking us on top of that, it could be discouraging if you don't remember the great reward is after that, right? If you don't focus on the positives. So yeah, I woke up, and even though in that dream something sort of attacked the person that looks like me, right, which is not me, then you're gonna wake up, instead of being like, what the hell was that nightmare? It's different. You get me? It's demons attacking me in the spiritual world. That's like God's way of also warning us. Because people have studied dreams. God has taught them, especially the Bible. And you say things like biblical dreams. Some are in Islam. You're going to then see the meaning of these things. It's good to study. So please do that. Because that's how you know where you are in the spiritual part of you. If you're doing well, if you're not, if you need to pray, if something's trying to attack you. Everything is symbolic. You know, you're not going to see a demon. You're not going to see anything logical. You're going to see a snake. What the hell? You know? Okay, so I woke up and my stomach, I felt it. Something attacked my stomach. Something, you get me? Even though in the dream they were attacking the person that looks like me in the hand or leg or something. You know, some animal. Okay, but when you wake up, it actually goes somewhere else. So it doesn't always have to be that same area. They did witchcraft to my stomach. I've been telling many times on this podcast that I've been getting sick for no reason every time I buy food, rather than when I don't. You get me? If I just don't eat anything today, or if oh goodness, I can't speak, or I fast, okay, then there's no problem. You get me? It's like, it's only when I eat. You know why? Because the demons that stalk or persecute me, they're always trying to cause me to suffer in every area that you could suffer. Every area. So they even want to prevent me from eating. They want to prevent me from eating so bad that they do witchcraft to my stomach. So that then when I eat the food, there's no witchcraft on the food. My stomach now is going to feel pain like that. It's really difficult. So it's a high level of spiritual warfare. It doesn't mean it only happened to me. It happens to others. It's just that for me, they persecute me the same way they followed prophets. You get me? I have like a different reason they follow me. So it's a higher level of persecution. But these behaviors, if you just separate them, right? A dream of putting witchcraft on a person, and in physical world, they actually get sick in that area. You get me? So that no one can be like, this stuff is gibberish. We don't believe in this demon stuff. Well, if I just got sick in the stomach because of, right, something attacking me in a dream, right? Something seems like it's some witchcraft is entering me, and then I wake up and my stomach is in pain. You can't deny this stuff is real, correct? So, anyways, I need to hurry up. That's what I'm saying. That's how they cause people disease and illnesses and sicknesses. Don't be scared. You know, it's nothing. If you pray to God, it's going to go away. If you do the things that he's taught human beings, it'll go away. It's just they're going to keep doing that to you. They're not going to leave you alone. They want people to die from disease like that. You don't have to worry for me or anything. God is going to protect me. He just puts me in those situations so I know how they actually do that to people. This has never happened to me before. I've been stalked before, yeah, and harassed before, yeah, but it was never my health in that sense. Now they're coming after my health, basically. I mean, when I was younger, they would always try to cause me other sicknesses too, but it was more like situational. You know, I'm a kid, this evil narcissistic family, they would just not give me enough food like that as a kid. Just situational that you can fix. This is not really like that. Because you get me, I'm an adult. I can take care of myself now. So now it's like they're attacking me the way you think they would. You know, they're just using a completely different tactic. Things I cannot control. Such as attacking me when I'm sleeping in dreams. So just get up 12 a.m. and pray to God and then go to sleep. Because that's the time they do evil to us. And when you go to sleep now, whatever they were supposed to do that night is now like ruined. Yeah, you'll still get some dreams probably. There's nightmares. But it's not going to be like this one. So yeah, I got sick. And I keep getting sick. Now I know. Because you get me, God likes to guide me slowly so I understand things in different ways. So in the past, I don't remember getting dreams. I just remember getting sick for no reason. Because that situation, it wasn't on my stomach, it was on the food. You know, they do witchcraft to food and property and things you can buy. So always, that's why Muslims always say Bismillah when they touch something, when they eat something. You know, it just means in the name of God Almighty. We're always seeking His help and protection. We say His name before we do something. Like that. So just develop habits like that. You can always say, I seek refuge in God against all evil in this place. And then you can enter that building like that. Just things you can say in your own language, you know? Because God is still your God. Even if you're not comfortable being a Muslim now. You would just leave all the perversions and sexisms, all the filth. I always tell you guys is the corruption.